I know a little bit about the game already. Like, I know that red means something is true. It's got mic. Is it bad? Is it low? How is it? I'm not sure. My mic had some problems during the week, so I'm not sure if it's horrible or not. Is it listenable at least? Very low, yeah. Is it better now? If you can, please turn it up a little bit. Because I'll be talking very low today. As I told, I can speak very loud today. Again, I know some stuff about Uminekoing. I know that red text means it's true, and that Beatrice is real, kinda. I don't know. I know she appears on stuff. So yeah. Explode yourself program. Excellent. Let's see if this is working. It is not. Let me stop the BGM. There we go. Did it work? Can you guys see it again? Oh, you can. Okay, great. Lovely. I'll be playing with the original sprites. I don't know how. The controls are very funky. I can turn out stuff, and that's great, but it's extremely simple, even for a game from like 2007. But okay. Welcome to Rokkenjima. The Golden Witch extends her heartfelt greetings. Please take it easy and relax for the time being. There's no need to think overly hard about any of this. Quietly accept all that is about to happen. That is all that's being asked of you. The difficult level is standard. We might as well at least start by taking the easy road. Great. Is the audio okay now? New function, tips mode. In the middle of the game at any time, a right click with the mouse will open up the tips mode. Here, besides the save and load functions, you can view character profiles and more. Additional information will be added as you progress through the story. Probably a good idea to take a peek here once in a while. That's good. I know there's a lot of investigation in this game. I've read it's based on that book from Agatha Christie that I can't say the name here. I know there's an alternative name for it that silly people gave to it. It's the Thin Little Somethings. I haven't read it. I know Ryukishi, I'm not sure if that's his name, based Umineko on it. That's the only information that I got. This story is very obviously fictional and fantastic in nature. Oh, okay. How do I change it? There we go. Whoa, it's very loud. It's extremely loud for me. They already have a lot of soul in them. Like, the other one is such like, oh look, I am a Twitter artist and I can do art. The other is, I don't know bad shit nothing, but I want to write a story and I need sprites. That's what makes it special. Again, so still haven't overcome your love of alcohol. The old physician let out a sigh as he removed the stethoscope. Two elderly men could be seen in the dimly lit study, which was filled with dust and sickly sweet stench. In the corner of this room, which was much larger than what most people would call a study, was an expensive-looking bed, a man undergoing a medical examination, and a physician conducting it. It's still loud. There we go. There was also what appeared to be a servant watching over the whole scene. The bottle is my friend. It is no less of a friend than you, and it has stood by my side even longer than you have. As the man bearing his chest for the stethoscope rearranged his clothes, he spoke unapologetically. Kinzo-san, your body only appears to be well thanks to the effects of the medicine. However, if you continue to drink such strong spirits, the treatment will become meaningless. Trust my judgment. Refrain from drinking. I thank you, though only for sentiment. For the sentiment, my friend. Genji, another glass. Water it down slightly. That way Nenjo can see your face. 1 second. My throat isn't still the best. Are you quite sure? After eyeing both the master who demanded the alcohol and the family doctor who forbade it, Genji, the old butler, silently gave a slight nod and carried out his master's orders faithfully. The doctor, Nenjo, let out a deep sigh once again, and he watched the butler busy himself along the liquor cabinet. There was a smell filling up the room. The sweet, poisonous aroma felt as though it melted the heart, if not the soul itself. It was the smell of that venomous green drink that the man couldn't bear to part with. Danjo, you're my close friend, and we have known each other for quite a long time. I am deeply grateful for all that you have done to keep me alive this long. He's extremely blunt with people. Like, he's being nice now, but just a moment ago he was being such a dick. Oh yeah, I didn't mention. I know there's like some people who read this and try to uncover stuff while reading it, because it is a mystery. And if I'm not mistaken, it is written like Agatha Christie, where you can find out stuff before the story tells you. I don't know if I'm too dumb to do that, but I'll try. I'll try to pay enough attention to try pulling up Sherlock Holmes here. Rather say, a Poirot. Poirot, I don't know French. I have done nothing. After all, you never listen to my advices as your physician. And you never listen when I warn you about a mistaken chess move you're about to make. It seems only fair, does it not? Master, thank you. I wouldn't die if I ran out of your medicine, but I would if I ran out of this. Disregarding Nenjo, who had his face set in a resigned expression, Kinzo took the glass that Genji was holding out to him. Very few people would associate that venomous color with an alcoholic beverage. Nenjo, be honest with me. How much time do I have left? Well, now, how short must I make it to convince you to set the bottle aside? Nenjo also let out a sigh of resignation. Then he firmly spoke to Kinzo as the latter swirled his glass. You don't have long. What precisely do you mean by that? Let us illustrate with the chess game here. You have very nearly achieved checkmate, but you have not yet cornered my king. Nenjo's gaze was directed at a side table with a massive chess set placed on top of it. Juggling by the position of the pieces, the game seemed to be entering its final stage. Black rook and bishop were cutting deep into enemy lines. White's king had already been castled and cornered, so even an amateur could see that the match would reach its conclusion before too long. I don't know anything about chess. Not anything. I understand what the pieces do, but I'm horrible at it. Every time Nenjo came to give a medical examination, both of them would make a few moves. Nenjo was saying that Kinzo will most likely fall into his eternal sleep before this game could be concluded. These were less the words of a physician than they were of These were less the words of a physician than they were the words of an old friend. One second again. Were you a normal patient, I would recommend that you write a will at this point. And what is a will, Nenjo? A pile of crap. And what is a will, Nenjo? Handwritten instructions to the vultures on how to devour and scatter my corpse? No, not at all. As the word suggests, it is a way for you to record your will for later generations. It is far more than just means to divide up your inheritance. Oh, and apart from the division of inheritance, what might I write off? You might write off your regrets or matters you have left unfinished, things you want to pass down to others, or merely matters you wish to communicate. Anything you want. Things I want to pass down to others, or matters I wish to communicate? Ridiculous. I, Ushiro Miyakinzo, have not one thing I want to tell or leave behind. I was born with nothing. Had to leave for a moment. What did I miss? It's an old guy schizoing with other old guy. Old guy 1 is going to die of something. He doesn't want to skip the booze. The doctor is saying, "Oh, stop drinking the booze, you retard," and he's not stopping it. And that's pretty much it. Now he told him, "Oh, right, I will. You're going to die soon," and now he's going off boomer mode. I was born with nothing. I'll die with nothing. There's nothing I wish to leave to my foolish children. It's literally a boomer. Even if the end were to come today, even if it were to come right now, I would accept the fate of death without a trace of fear. I created everything. My fortune, my prestige, everything. Those were built up by me, and they will be lost along with me. There is nothing I wish to leave behind. Nothing. After I'm gone, I care not if it all goes to waste. Desire no tomb. tomb, no coughing. Vex, can you ban Laud from Twitch? He didn't even appear. Like, he appeared once. Leave my ban be, dude. Could you just remember ban X guy because of Y reason? By the way, I didn't mention this. Streamlabs is set up so whenever someone follows, it should appear on the screen. Wink, wink. So yeah. After I'm gone, I care not if all goes to waste. I desire no tomb, no coffin. Those were the terms of the contract I made with the witch. When I die, everything will be lost. That has been part of the promise since the beginning, and that's why nothing will be left behind. There's nothing I can leave behind. After reaching a furious crescendo, Kinzo suddenly slumped over. His expression was limp and feeble, as though an evil spirit had possessed him and then left. However, I do have one regret. I have nothing to leave behind, but there is one thing I cannot leave undone. You would do well to write it down. Of course, it would be best if you could finish it before your time comes. However, if the worst happens, those who come after you will carry it to completion. You must leave behind your regrets so that they can be resolved, even if you are unable to do so yourself. This is the purpose of a will. When an angel tried to gently pat Kinzo's shoulder, the dying man flew into a sudden rage and batted away the angel's hand. It's useless, useless, useless. It must be done while I'm still alive. At the moment of my death, my soul will be devoured by demons of the contract and wiped out of existence. For me, there will be no peace or another world after death. This is why everything must be completed before I go. That's why a will has no meaning for me. And even if I had a chance to write such a thing, if it is have such a chance, I want to see it. I want to see it one more time. I want to see Beatrice's smiling face one last time. Beatrice, why have you resisted me for so long? I'll return everything I have given me. I'm very stupid. I'll return everything you have given me. I am prepared to lose everything. So please show me your smile just one more time. Beatrice, I beg of you. You must be able to hear my plea. That's the kind of woman you are. Guys, you're the most long-housed dude ever. I almost said a bad word. I break the game. What did I do? I think I skipped. What the fuck did I do? I skipped the fucking prologue. I'm so fucking retarded. I mean, it shouldn't be so bad, right? I think there wasn't anything major. Opens the game to read the story, skips most of the story. Oh, now I get it. The button to reset my character is the same to fast forward. Freaking hell! 1 minute, 1 second. I'll go back to the title, and then I'll jump all of the other dialogue. Dude, that's so retarded. It's control. Control skips forward very fast. It's useless. Useless. It must be none. No, no. Okay, we read this. Again, guys, the longest house ever. I'll return everything. I'll return everything you have given me. I am prepared to lose everything, so please show me your smile just one more time. Beatrice, I beg of you. You must be able to hear my plea. That's the kind of woman you are. I beg of you, show yourself to me. You're here, aren't you? You're standing there, invisible, listening to every word I say. And even now you're mocking me from somewhere in this room, aren't you? Please, appear before me once more and smile. Feel free to scold me, even snatch away my life by your own hands if you so desire. I don't want to die alone like this. I cannot let myself die until I've seen your smile just one more time. What do you mean the text is green for you? Is this a reference to the game? Or just you like dumb? Ah, Beatrice, Beatrice, I offer up this life of mine. I offer it up to you. I'm begging of you. I'm begging you, Beatrice. I don't. That's the thing. I only know that the red text is true. That's the only thing I know. For real. Should I skip this? Is this like spoilers or something? I mean, it shouldn't be so bad, right? Music goes hard. Bobo goes painted. Vex, can you ban Aqua from the chat? I'll ban you from the chat. I don't even know how to ban someone. Now that's a question. If I'm using the other sprites, will it change on this screen? On this presentation stuff? That is true. You are the chat. Is this in regards to the first chapter? Or do this every single chapter has an opening? Welcome to Rokenjima. 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 The first day, October 4th, 1986. That's so funny. That's actually funny. I'll not say that on stream out of fear that it flags my speech. But that's actually funny. Whoa. Things sure move with the times. I can't believe we'll be able to make the trip in just 20 minutes. I couldn't help but scratch my head and marvel at how far things have gone in recent years. We used to go by boat. Back then, we were all forced to endure nearly half a day of swaying back and forth over the sea before we reached Nijima. Things have gotten so much more convenient these days. 1986, isn't this like peak Japanese economic boom? Yeah, I have a fear that it flags my speech. I do believe so. it started to stagnate in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. Things have gotten so much more convenient these days. Still, I've never been on a plane this small. I've flown in a huge jumbo jet before, but this will be my first experience such a tiny one. By the way, in Brazil, um, a bunch of these small planes have been crashing almost like every 3 months, so that's very sketchy. It's gonna shake, isn't it? They say smaller boats shake more than big ones, so I guess the same rule probably applies to planes. I'm not sure about this one. I think it is, since the winds probably exert more forces to it, but it probably flies on a lower altitude, so I don't know. Just spare me. Don't worry, but Butlerton, it shakes much less than that boat did. Yeah, is that huge, George Aniki? Don't scare me like that. You just shaved 3 years of my life. Anyway, what's shaking? Oh, anyway, what's shaking got to do with anything? Hehehe. You don't think I'm actually scared of the plane shaking, or maybe falling out of the sky or something, right? Oh, of course not, my mistake. I see you've changed a lot since we last saw you. After all, it's been 6 years since then. You're not a kid anymore. Hahaha. I like this dude. What's the button to only show this price? I don't know, but I like this dude. Can Butler do the touch? Old enough to sheesh, and here you are. Old enough to smoke and drink. I think that's 21 in Japan. I've got no interest in smoking, but I've always wanted to try some booze. Well, if you've got your dad's genes, I'll bet you can hold your own when it comes to drinking, right? Well, usually drink for business rather than pleasure. Usually I drink for business rather than pleasure. It's pretty hard to do business in Japan without it. Hehehe. That's exactly right. That's why I never miss a chance to get in some practice. That's no good, Butlercon. You're still a minor. Don't you know alcohol can stunt the growth of never mind. Interesting how older VNs are constructed. When I think of VNs, I think of text box at the bottom. But older ones like Tsukehime, Fate, and Uminekoing have the text at the top. I think it's a concept of the time. If I'm not mistaken, if you change to the other ones, no, it's still on the top. I think, I'm not sure if it is on this version, but there's a version where there is a box underneath here. No more. Dude, these sprites are so ugly. But I find it charming. I really do. I don't know, Japanese media has so much soul into them. Like, I like some older Western stuff, but Japanese stuff has their own kind of methodology to do stuff that only, I don't know, resonates so well. The guy with the red hair is fancy, but the fangs, I ain't doing it for him. I think it's mostly because he comes from a wealthy family, because from what I get from him, what I know of him, it's like he's very explosive, extremely so. So he's like your shonen-ish kind of guy, you know? From what I know. Foreign media is a little different. Look. You can take media from France, you can take media from Britain, you can take media from Germany. They are different from American media. of course, but they aren't as substantially different as, let's say, Japanese media. You know, of course, it's on the other side of the freaking planet, but even so, in a globalized world, in a zogged world, you'd think people would interchange styles a lot more. You know, there isn't any media from Germany. Haven't you seen that Wojak a meme with the German song at the back, where the chicken dances on top of the German guy that speaks German media, dude? It has. I'm not arguing that it doesn't. It has. British media has its your soul as well. But what I'm saying is that Japanese soul um, works in a much different way, and I'm not sure why. I think it's because projects they come from there, especially indies. I forgot how they call indies, indie games over there. I really forgot. My bad. Uh, they're clearly passion projects. You know, the red hair guy looks like a lesbian in the old war art. To be honest, I don't see it to be honest here. I think the new ones, he looks so cracked, like so. I don't know. He doesn't look pure to me. As we know, no one in the West ever had a passion project. Exactly, no one in the West has ever had love for the project. Maybe Tolkien, and that's it. Imagine the guy making the meatballs, and then it's like a Japanese guy, and then he goes, Westerners don't know how to make good media. They don't have good passion projects. They can get Tolkien, and maybe, I don't know. Let's go back to reading this thing. Roots, yes, Louise also liked Narnia. Yeah, Narnia is also good. Narnia, both of them British. Notice that both of them are British. Are the Brits spiritually Asians? That's the question. Um, Come on, I'm tall enough already. In fact, it'd be easier to find clothes if I shrunk a little. I puffed my chest out proudly until I hit my growth spurt. My height was below average in my class, but then I grew and grew, and before I knew, I'd passed 180 centimeters. That's tall for a Japanese guy, or a Japanese person. I'm beefing with the red haired dude a lot. What's his name again? A Butler song. The Dollars trilogy also was a passion project. Butter. 5 feet 11 inches. I guess I have all the muscle training and those shitty mail order performance enhancing drugs. That was taking drugs. I guess I have all that muscle training and those shady mail order performance enhancing drugs to thank for. Dude was mailing drugs from India to get taller. Before then, I never dreamed that I'd shoot 10 centimeters above George Anike, who had reached his peak height early on. Then I'll bet any relatives all say, look how big you've grown, Battle-san, or something. It's also embarrassing. I wish they'd give me a break. Anyway, my name, Batla. Well, it's pretty damn weird, don't you think? I've gotta wonder what my parents were thinking when they named me that. I've never met anyone who could read it right the first time. I usually get called Sentokun. This is probably like Japanese joke. The one Sonic webcomic series was a passion project. We don't talk about the. This is the banned topic on my chat, okay? There's the largest saga. It's like um on YouTube about uh Sony 2. It's like a freaking movie universe. It's a cinematic universe about Sony 2 and the guy that I forget the name because I'm very forgetful today. I'm very slow. Um, it's like 50, 80 videos, which each one like 2 hours long. It's extremely funny. I remember I think people watched it live. It was so peak. I usually get called Santa Kun. Sorry, but that's not even close. I, oh, guli guli guli, wacha lingang. That's what I can read from this. My name is written something. I know this means right, if I'm mistaken, and this is person. But the rest, I don't. Also, this isn't alien to me. These two aren't alien to me, but I don't remember what they mean. Can you read it? The first part is my family name. Usiromiya. Urosmiya. Urosmiya. Why is he talking to me? Like, as the reader. That's kind of weird. I'm not sure if that's common to first person um VNs. Actually, can I be very for you guys? I haven't ever read a VN after, so that this is the first time I'm reading something. I love to stay, but I am feeling quite tired. Have fun facts. Good stream, everyone. Bye bye. Have a good time, Roger. Sleep well. God bless you, dude. Go sleep. Uh, a friend of mine told me to read um Higurashi first, but it's so long, and I've already watched the anime. I know it doesn't come even close to the VN, but even still, I'm not going to read like 50 episodes so I can get to Umineko, which is something that I know basically nothing about. Um, Also, I drank far too much lemonade, so I'll leave you guys with the ugly sprites. Have fun for like 30 seconds when I'm at the toilet. I'll come back real quick. rat. Uh, Wait a second. There we go. I skipped him explaining his name, but I really don't think that's actually important. I saw a rat when I was in the bathroom. Not much of my issue right now, but I'll deal with it later. Science-Man is gone. Everyone casts spells. Magic is kind of a science. If you look at it. Anyway, this is one of my cousins. His name is something Japanese, pronounced Urushimiya George. He's 5 years older than me, so he must be turning 23 this year. Oh, so it's 23. He's very old, actually. He was born in the 40s. By the logic of the game. Since the Urushimiya cousins consist of 2 boys and 2 girls, I ended up playing with George all the time. And because I've always thought of him as a big brother, I still call him Aniki today. That's actually pretty cute. When I was a kid, I used to play all alone. I got brothers, but I usually played alone at the backyard with cardboard. I really like to make like stuff out of cardboard and play with it. I was a very stupid child. Ooh, Batala-kun, look how big you've gotten. You know what they say, leave a boy for 3 days and you hardly recognize him. It must be in his blood. She looks old. Oh, these are the new sprites. I was thinking, this doesn't look natural. She looks too old. It must be in his blood. Rodolph wasn't that tall either until his high school years. Perhaps people end up taller if their growth sprout comes late. If I'm not mistaken, this is actually true. No, it's nothing special. A real man needs to be tough on the inside too. Exactly. Batakun here knows how it works. Real men win or lose based on whether they've got on the inside. Can even forget to keep up with your training and discipline. You gotta do that with very alertly for the perfect moment and strike. Now, I never even imagined that I'd become the company president I am today, master of my own domain. Yep, to think I've come this far after starting out penniless and ruined. This stout, plump old guy is George Aniki's dad, Uncle Hideyoshi. Very subtle. He's the husband of Dad's older sister. In other words, we are not blood related. He's nice to children, sociable all the time, and even quick to give out some spending money to us kids. Again, very nice for a game. I'm not sure if they are presenting everyone on a good light, because I imagine from what I know, everyone here is a dick. So I'm not sure. Simply put, he's an awesome uncle. He speaks in a very noticeable Kansai dialect, but is actually a natural-born Kento man. Kansai would be to the west of Japan, like towards Aomori and the other more tropical areas, if I'm not mistaken, and where Kanto would be Tokyo. Apparently, impressions are everything in the business world. So speaking in a different style than other people is an act that makes him stick out more. However, here he gets embarrassed when talking with an earshot of a real Kansai person, so he switches back to standard Japanese. It's actually funny. I don't really get it, but he's definitely an interesting person. If only you weren't so quick to brag about your life story. That's enough for now, I think. I'm sure Butler, I'm still not sure how to pronounce his name. Butler's getting tired of it, aren't you? Nope, not at all. Nothing wrong with that. I think it's pretty cool for a man to have some stories he can brag about. I don't anything like that at all. Oh, really? And imagine a man with your looks would leave girls crying left and right. I can't believe you have nothing at all to brag about. What? You're joking, right? Of course, nothing weird like that's ever happened to me. Heck, I wish it would. Come on, you aren't fooling anyone, Giggle. You must tell you all about it later. After all, nothing of this sort ever happens to George. Hehehe. This is George Aniki's mother, Aunt Eva. She's my dad's older sister. She and Uncle Hideyoshi are a pair of jokers, and they've always teased me back as far as I can remember. This sometimes made them a bit hard to get along when I was small. Well, I guess the events of the last 30 seconds prove that they can still be hard to get along with. Even George Aniki's family is interesting and fun, and they seem to get along just fine. I really like the harpsichord on the background. It's very soothing. Sheesh. Sheesh. That's pretty much the total opposite of my family. But Sakun, why does her clothes have holes in them? Basakun, have you seen Rudolph-san? Hmm? He headed off to the bathroom a while ago. He's not back yet. Maybe the poor geezer dropped dead. How do I say this? Namu. I don't even know what this is supposed to mean. There's no way to talk about your own father. So this isn't the first time he's taking so much in the bathroom. Yeah, the guy has always been that way. Does he really have to take a magazine with him every time he needs to take a dump? And what on earth's he doing there with those particular magazines? Oh, don't you need to worry about it at all. Since we've been together, I haven't let him to do that on his own. Oh. I have no idea what they're talking about. I think that's bad stuff, but I don't want to talk more about this. So let's go on. Oh, I have to get the juicy details later. Sounds like that's got his balls in an iron grip. Namu. Is it like laughing? I know Japanese people got a lot of like onomatopoeia for random stuff. No kidding. You're the only one capable of reining in that old bastard. As his son, I am more than happy to let you take over. Yes, leave it all to me. After all, that's my specialty. Is every single woman, like every single man in this thing, longhoused? Like, they got no balls at all? The hell? This woman is my father's wife. Her name is Ushiromiya Kirie. Kirie as in Kyrie from us. That's a weird way to say it. My father's wife instead of my mom. Yeah, as you can probably tell from our conversation, she's not my real mother. She's basically my stepmother. My real mom died 6 years ago, and Kyrie's son is the woman that married afterwards. It's understandable for someone my age. I could never bring myself to call his new wife mom. It's fair, and I doubt she feels like using the word son on this massive kid who's no relation to her at all. We aren't little kids. We know there's nothing to be gained by fighting, so we decided that we wouldn't force ourselves to pretend that we were family. Wait, does her shirt have holes in it? Exactly. This looks like this reminded me of like JoJo, where everyone post part 4 can have a single part 4. Part 4 is still kind of okay. Part 5, everyone shows their bodies. It's so weird. Um, so we decided that we wouldn't force ourselves to pretend that we were family. I've decided to act a bit more frank with her, acting as though she's a friendly neighbor instead. It's much easier if we keep a little distance instead of forcing ourselves to act all close and making each other uncomfortable. Lose a bet and dress like an Azui for a day. I'm not sure who's an Azui, actually. Um, what a Butler is saying here is actually pretty understandable. I've got friends who uh, lost their parents, one of or the other, and got pretty shitty relationships with them. So kind of keeping a distance between the two and understanding that you're not family because you're not related. I think that's pretty fair. Korea-san has always been very open about all this, and thanks to that, we've been able to get along pretty well. Then, Anasui was the most egregious example of freaky JoJo clothing. He wore a mesh top with shoestring design all over. Is that the one? I think. Let me search real quick. Anasui. Narciso Anasui. Oh yeah. I get it. I know what you mean. It was the one I was thinking. Yeah, I get you pretty much. I don't know what Aragi was thinking when he made part 5. Then just when we were bad-mouthing that about being in the bathroom, the man himself came back, wiping his hands with a handkerchief. Butler. Hey, what's up, Dad? The fuck? Whoa. Don't pinch my ear. God. So you've been talking trash about me with Mom again, haven't you? What makes it so hard to show a little respect for your father, Boing, 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 boing. Oh, wow. Damn it, that hurts. You can stretch my ear all you want, but I'm not gonna be able to fly. That hurts. Come on now. Up, down, left, right. Now say, Father, please forgive me for being so rude. Like hell I will. Go find yourself some members only star if you want that much. Gotta go. This old bastard is my dad. He looks like a businessman here from Brazil. Bye. Keep yourself safe, dude. This old bastard is my dad. I think I'm pretty tall myself, but that's just about as tall as I am. It's no surprise on Eva started talking about dad's blood when she saw my height. By the way, my height isn't the only thing I got from him. It seems having weird names runs in the family. Dad's full name is written something in Japanese. You can't read it, can you? Come on, it's just something. Anyway, this guy's name is pronounced Rudolph. He must hate grandfather for giving him that name. So that's no reason to pass that weird naming tradition onto me. It's funny because everyone here got like kinda Western name. As the old bastard twisted my ear all over the place, on Eva snuck behind him and grabbed his ear. Hey Rudolph, you should know better than to physically abuse your son. Yeah, that's arsenic. This scene perfectly illustrated the relationship between the prankster younger brother and the older sister who could deal out punish to him despite his size. I think that's good enough for now, Ivani-san. Make sure to stretch out his other ear later on. Oh, my apologies. I must leave some pulling for you to do, Kurya-san. Urov? Make sure Kurya-san gives you lots of punishment later on, okay? This sounds so freaky. You're the one to talk, Kaneki. Yep, isn't your little brother like that? Hideyoshi-ni-san, I'd like to thank you very much for picking her up. If you hadn't been so generous, she'd still be installed in the store. You have my gratitude and apologies. What? We're consoled after three steps back. On Eva unleashed one of her beautiful high reverse roundhouse. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck is happening? Aren't they on an airport? What is happening? After three steps back, on Eva unleashed one of her beautiful high reverse roundhouse kicks, which stopped just a centimeter away from the tip of Dad's nose. After starting out with Tai Chi Chuan for her figure, on Eva even developed an interest in the Chinese martial arts. After that, she went through karate, taekwondo, capoeira, and what is it she's learning now again? So she's Batman, basically. She knows a bunch of martial arts. Well, anyway, they say a woman's weapons are in her lower body. What the fuck? Okay, dude, this thing is so freaky. Well, anyway, they say a woman's weapons are in her lower body, and that's literally true for Eva. Rudolph, did you know that a single direct blow to the side of the head like that would knock you unconscious? Not so long ago, I accidentally connected in practice match, and my opponent was out cold. Sheesh, what a pain. I'm so sorry she can't help walking like a freak. Dad completed face shrugged and smiled ironically at Uncle Hideyoshi. Ha ha ha. Never had a brother or sister myself, so when I see you two bickering with each other, it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. It sure is nice to have a big family. Oh, then why not consider making a little brother for George-kun? He's already a fine adult. He's about to go off on his own, so it might be a good time to have another child. Hey, have a little sympathy for the new kid and all the pain and suffering he'd have to live through. I'm surprised even George couldn't turn out as well as he did after being born from this sinister sister of mine. And what an awesome kid he is. Please share some of our blockhead of a son someday, will you? That's not at all how it happened. It's thanks to Eva Nissan proper rearing that George-kun became the kind, gentle kid he is now. Isn't that right, Nissan? Oh, come on now. You think so? Our George still has a long way to go. By the way, how's your little Angel-chan doing? I heard she was vomiting. Oh, that's right. And was hoping to finally see her face after such a long time. Is she okay? She often catches a cold when the seasons change. She's very frail. I didn't want to bring her along, but we decided to have my family look after her this time. I think that's a wise move. She'll heal a lot better if she stays away from that venomous family household. A child's health always more important than an adult's convenience, don't you think? I know of some great medicine for vomiting colds like that. When we get back home, I'll send you some right away, so please let her try some. Thank you very much, Hideyoshi-san. I'm always in your debt. So apparently, Butler has a small sister, probably half-sister, and also the conversation slowly veered off in that direction. We kids didn't have any change to butting in. For now, I'm just happy Eva gave that his just deserts for tugging on my ear. Are we still waiting for the weather report? George and Nikki pointed at the counter. The checking weather sign was still tucked next to the departure times for the flight we were scheduled to board. According to Aniki, smaller planes are more subject to winds and other effects of the weather, and it's not at all uncommon for flights to be delayed because of that. Wait a sec, we are totally sure it's not going to shake, right? From down here on the ground, it just looks cloudy, not windy. Well, I guess it's different up there, up where the planes fly. The weather is a bit uncertain today. Eva looked at the TV in the lounge. The weather forecast was being broadcasted, informing us that a type moon was approaching the Kent region. A typhoon again. Guess there's no helping it. Over the annual family conference being held in October, couldn't he have chosen a better season? I agree. I always hoped we could make it sometime around the Auburn Festival in mid-August. In that case, why don't you suggest that to father and his son during the conference? Very funny. Why don't you do it yourself? Our brother would never listen to anything I suggested. No way. It doesn't really bother me that much to have it in October. I was just saying you might want to propose it, since you said you hate typhoons so much. I only said that typhoons always come around this time of the year. You're the one who said you wanted to move it to a Auburn Festival, right? Well, you said it too last year. Didn't you say that it would be easier to fit onto your schedule if we had it during the Auburn Festival? I never said anything like that. Oh, yes, you did. I certainly wouldn't forget something like that. No, I didn't. You're the one saying that all the time. Didn't you know? Stopping a kick just a hair's breadth away from impact is a very high level technique. Sheesh, women your age shouldn't be spreading their legs like that. Dude, what the fuck is this game? Why is everyone so freaky? The hell? Everyone's so weird. Dad and Aunt Eva's argument looked no different from a couple of brats quarreling. Even though they usually behave like normal parents, they turn right back into kids again when they meet their siblings at these family conferences. You're the one who looks like a real adult, analyzing it calmly. I hope I never turned out like that old bastard. I'd much rather end up as an intellectual adult like you, Annika. Like me. Oh, I still have a long way to go. I still have very little experience out there in the road, and I need to work to becoming more confident and sociable. He's literally me. He's literally me. I think you've far surpassed me on all these counts, Butler-kun. I'm sure you'll outstrip me even fast enough when you become an adult. George Aniki scratched his head and laughed, as though trying to hide his embarrassment. Of course, he was just being humble. Aniki entered a university and became an apprentice at Uncle Hideyoshi's company, at the same time studying both academics and how to become a business emperor in parallel. Then, right after graduating, he got into Uncle Hideyoshi's company and as a father's aide, piling up a lot of real-life experience, and he devoted himself zealously to his work. That's a very hard word. His great dream is to one day stand on his own and build up his own kingdom. Aniki is the real paragon of a man sparing no efforts as he strives towards his goal. It's no exaggeration to say that I really respect him. And then there's me. I'm nothing at all like Aniki. I'm living a happy-go-lucky, idle high school life to the max. I've got no dreams for the future. I like just to sit back, stay cool, and let the money flow in. But of course, that could never happen. When Aniki was my age, he had already formed an impressive objective and had started devoting himself towards studying for that goal. So I guess I can't compare at all. I mean, just says, sure, you can study at my company if you like cleaning toilets. Damn it, I'm not gonna be in the depth of that old bastard. I'll find my way myself. If only willpower was all it took to become an adult. Should I go on one of those self-searching journeys that are all the rage these days? Well, it's not like I could mooch off my parents for that kind of money. Right then, Uncle Hideyoshi shouted out loudly. He's a really nice person on the whole, but he does have a problem controlling his volume. Literally me again. When I look over, I saw that he was greeting Aunt Rosa, who had come late. Oh, if it isn't Rosa-san, Maria-chan, long time no see. Maria! Oh, Maria-san! I know her, she's very cute. Long time no see. Ooh. Maria? Shouldn't that be it's good to see you again? Greet your uncle properly. Ooh. It's good to see you again. There you go. Well said. How about some candy as a reward? Where did I put it? Rosa-san, it's good to see you again. It's good to see you too, Maria-chan. It's been too long, curious Nisan, Hideyoshi Nisan, and oh my butler-kun, look how big you've gotten. Oh, come on, it's embarrassing you're dead for me, every person I meet. Hey, Rosa, you're late. If the plane was on time, you'd barely have made it. I'm sorry, you had some troubles making your train connection. So are we waiting on the weather again? Oh, don't complain. I much prefer the 30-minute plane trip to spending 6 hours bouncing about on a boat. Even if you're kept waiting here for an hour, it's still much faster overall. Maria-chan's got huge too. So how tall are you now? Ooh, so how tall I am now? Maria-chan provided Uncle Hideyoshi's question, looking up at her mother. I guess she doesn't remember her own height. She's probably right in the middle of growth spurt, so her height must change every month. Give it a few more years and she'll suddenly start looking feminine. Just how tall were you last time you got measured? You keep getting bigger and bigger, don't you? Right? Ooh. I think she's grown a lot since last year. Let's see, she turned 9 years old this year, didn't she? 9 years old. Ooh. That's right, you're 9 years old now. Glad to see you're doing well too, Maria-chan. You go... guess you're gonna be happy to play airplane with. George Aniki would have wrote thing to say to a lady. Here, I'll do it. Yup, go. Ooh. When I went to lift her up Aniki's place, Maria stiff defensively staring up suspiciously at my face, and that's right. The last time I met Maria, it was 6 years ago, and she was only 3 years old. Of course she doesn't remember my face. Maria-chan, don't you remember? It's Butler-kun. Used to play together, remember? Ooh. No surprise, I guess. The last time she met Butler, she was only 3. You don't keep memories at that age. She must know everyone's face apart from mine, because she meets them every year. But I haven't had contact with the Shiromiya family for about 6 years now. Oh, so she was dipping the meeting for 6 years. So it's no surprise that this 9-year-old girl doesn't have any memory of me. Even I only just barely remember her being a 3-year-old crybaby. Maria, this is Butler Oni-chan, Rodolph Nissan's son. Understand? The brother is the son. Hmm? Ooh. That ooh sound was probably her brain going into overload and that complicated explanation. I guess the phrasing was a bit confusing. Ni or Oni, the title used to refer to an actual older brother, can also be a friendly honorific for a boy who's the only a bit older than you. It's just like ni or Oni, that the word for big sister. Maria-chan, this is Butler-kun. He's your cousin, like me. Like George Oni-san. Butler? Cousin? Ooh, it's just like very retarded. That's right. You got it. The spread of Waniki is what makes me really look up to him. For someone who isn't married, he's just great at dealing with kids. I am sure he'll be an indulgent father in the future. But Oni-chan, Mario looked straight at me with questioning expression, as though asking whether it was okay to call me that. Yep, that's me, Butler. Nice to meet you, Maria. Ooh, Butler. Maria, you must not like that. Call him Oni-chan. That's right, Aunt Rosa. I don't sweat the small stuff. Hey, Maria. We're close enough that we don't need honorifics, right? Butler-san, Butler. Ooh, ooh. That's right, Maria. Ooh, ooh. We horsed around for a while to make up for the 6-year gap in our friendship. She probably still thinks of me as nothing more than a big new friend, but things will probably work as we get to know each other again. But I'm surprised. She's just the way I remember her being 6 years ago. She seems that people don't change that much after all. I'm a bit happy that she's still the pure innocent girl I remember. Her name is written something. Of course, it's pronounced Maria. The third character looks like a cross, which is pretty cool. That's what I was thinking. Her feelings don't usually show up on her face, so it can be difficult to know just what she's thinking. But I think she has like some type of autism. On the inside, she's just a sweet normal girl. Then there's Maria's mother, Aunt Rosa. She's my dad's younger sister. Rosa is written like this. Her name. Here's a name that's not totally Japanese. Sorry to say it, but her name almost as ridiculous as that. I've got to respect her for not ending up as crude as he is. When I think about it, all the names in my family sound foreign. Just why is grandfather so obsessed with that? Because of him, even we green shouldn't have to put up with this weird naming sense. It's even more annoying since grandfather's own name is perfectly normal. Anyway, there's one thing about Aunt Rosa that's a relief compared to the other family members. The old bastard and Aunt Eva have this annoying urge to tease and mock people all the time. But even though she shares their blood, Aunt Rosa isn't like that at all. She has the most common sense among all of the siblings. Like Uncle Hideyoshi, she's a kind aunt who will always be on the kid's side. However, possibly because she's more strict as a parent, she's not liberal with handing out spending money like Uncle Hideyoshi. How much time will they spend on this freaking plane thing? Airport. Now we have the entire group of family members who are going to board the plane. At that moment, as though it had waited for us all to arrive, an announcement rang out through the lobby. Our apologies for the delay. Boarding will now commence for Flight 201 Nijima. We ask that the passengers please form 2 lines in front of the counter behind the white line. Rosa, you still haven't gone through boarding procedures, right? Hurry up. Oh no, Maria, come on. Ooh. We had to go through a metal detector before going out on the runway. Our small plane wasn't as massive as an international flight, but it was still a plane. A staff member holding a metal detector checked us out. Once all of us cleared the check, we followed the staff member out onto the runway. Come to think of it, everyone here is in the Hiroshima family. Of course, it's a family reunion. You retarded. It's like this is a reserved charter flight or something. Our group stopped in front of the entrance to the airplane. Then our guide turned around and spoke, looking down on the passengers as, at the passenger list as he did. Boarding will now commence. As I call out the names on the passenger list, please take your seats in order, starting from the front row on the right side and going right to left, then onto the next row. I will now begin reading the passenger list. Oroshimiya Hideyoshi-sama. Oh, I'm first, right here. By the way, do you have some candy, Eva? I've been looking all over for some, but I can't find any. Ushiromiya Iwa-sama. They're in my handbag. I'll get one once we're inside the plane. I have heard that candies are a good way to protect your ears from hurting because of variations in the atmospheric pressure when landing or taking off. That's probably what they're talking about. Hope I get a window seat. Don't worry. There aren't any other kinds of seats. As George Aniki said, there were apparently only 2 lines of seats. So this is what a small plane is like. We are totally sure it's not going to shake, right? He's very worried. He's very worried. Right here. Don't worry about like I won't shake too much. You won't shake too much. Ushiro Miyabata-san. Aniki, what do you mean not too much? You can just swim if you fall from a boat. But if your plane crashes, you're screwed, right? We'll get our parachutes in our seats, don't we? Wait, we don't? Ushiromiya Rudolph-sama. Come on, Bata, stop standing there, select jaw and get in. Oh, Dad, don't push me. We don't get parachutes. Urashimiya Kiryu-sama. Okay, you two, stop fooling around. Let's move on in. Oh, Kiryu, don't push me. This blockhead is moving. Urashimiya Maria-sama. Let's move on in. Urashimiya Rosa-sama. Maria, be quiet. This is your pilot, Kawabata. We'd like to thank you for taking New Tokyo Aviation's Flight 201 today. We estimate that the flight to Nijima Airport will take about 20 minutes. We are receiving reports of atmospheric turbulence. There may be some shaking of the aircraft, so we ask that you do not unfasten your seatbelts after takeoff. Aniki, you think I just say you needed more seatbelts? In a jumbo jet, they let out you can do them after takeoff, right? So it's gonna shake so much you can take them off. Then you tricked me. It is going to shake after all. Where are the parachutes? I knew I should have taken. I jumped too fast. Legend of the Golden Witch. Do I need to do something? Wait, Ushiro Miyabata. Is this like the cast? As if it was a movie or something? Ushiromiya George, Ushiromiya Jessica, Ushiromiya Maria, Ushiromiya Kinzo, Ushiromiya Cross, Ushiromiya Eva, Ushiromiya Natsuhi, I couldn't read, Uroshimiya Rudolph, Uroshimiya Rosa, Uroshimiya Kyrie. Nanjo Terusama, Shannon, Goda Toshiro, Renui Genji Kennen, Kumasawa Chiyo. I think those are all the characters because we haven't met some of these yet. I think those were all the characters. Okay. White screen. Okay, there we go. Should have taken the boat. The boat. Fall. Fall. Ooh. 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 Moria, that's enough. But what a surprise. I thought there was nothing that could scare Batakun. This guy can handle vehicles for some reason. Always zealous about falling and sinking and stuff. You're a disgrace of a man, you are. Oh, shut up. That thing was seriously shaking way too much. I just got a little stressed since it was my first time on a small plane like that. You call that a little stressed? It sounds like it'd be fun to take an overseas vacation with you, but like would you like to go to Egypt with your aunt? You get to ride a plane for a full 14 hours. There's a good plan. I reckon you should go let Eva and Ethan testing you at some, so it's so hilarious. Ha ha ha. Well, now, everyone's got their own strong and weak points. It's better to laugh at them. Wow. But Dad, you're laughing too. Hey, Mario, you shouldn't laugh anymore. Shouldn't laugh anymore? Ooh. God damn it. Is being scared of planes really such a big deal? Everyone obviously thinks I'm a big wolf now. I don't know how to say that. My Portuguese came out a little bit. We split up and took separate taxis from the airport to the harbor. From there on, we should be taking a boat to the island. The islands are right next to each other, so the distance of the trip wasn't that great. By boat it was a leisurely 30 minutes to the island. When we reached the pier where the boat to the island was anchored, we saw a figure waving at us. George Nissan, it's been so frigging long. Oh, Jessica-chan, it's been a year since I saw you. You've gotten taller again, haven't you? Don't give me that. It's embarrassing when you say it every year. Hey, Anki, you've got to be kidding me. Is that really Jessica? Wait a sec, George. Is this big guy Butler? We both stared at each other. It definitely didn't look like that in my memories, but I do remember her crazy way of talking. Yo, Jessica, what's this now? You're kidding me, you look like a woman now. What the fuck? What are these boobs? Even you managed to get a chest. What the fuck? What the fuck is this fucking... What is this? Why is everyone so freaky? Why is everyone so weird? The hell? Let me take a print out of this. Dude, everyone... I can't. Dang it. Okay. I'm not going to read this. Don't screw around with me. I'm a blushing flower of 18. Of course my hair grew longer and I got these. Why do you think I got boobs just to be found out by you, loser? And speaking of you, sure, you got all ridiculously huge, but did you get a bit stronger too? Don't screw with me, I'll show you how much training I've done since back then. You're pissing me off. I'll be your own game. This headstrong girl name is something in Japanese. She was born under the same unlucky star as me, sharing the same kind of weird name. Anyway, it's pronounced Jessica. I think that for a Japanese person to pronounce these kind of things must be hell. She's Dad's older brother's daughter. That older brother happens to be the oldest son of the Shermia family, so for now it means Jessica is the direct family heir. Hmm. Jessica, since Jessica and I are the same age and sometimes had little boy-girl squabbles with each other. The same age and sometimes had little boy-girl squabbles with each other. We've always been used to fighting and joking around together whenever the relatives gather. Jessica grew up more quickly, so she always had me beat in terms of size and physical strength. When we scuffled in a context of strength, it usually went Jessica's way. So even though I realized I'd grown bigger, part of my mind was still convinced that I couldn't beat Jessica. Dude, what is with these things and making every single one like a girl boss? And every single guy here is the raped is longhoused. Whoa, what are you getting all serious for? Oh, hey, this is nothing. Jessica, you've gotten weak. Shut up, I'm a girl. So of course you couldn't be a guy with physical strength forever, right? Well, you got a point there. The meat I put on my arms all went to your chest. It looks like it'd be a pretty even test of strength machine. Dude, the fuck is happening? I'm not reading this shit. I told you. Besides, how about you? Did your cute little elephant son? Dude, I'm not reading this. I'll be yearning for marriage. Don't touch my crotch. Don't say stuff people are gonna misinterpret. Honestly, I was surprised at how feminine Jessica had become that I had to joke around like I needed to hide it. Well, considering what a bossy brat she was 6 years ago, anyone could be surprised. And I guess she's just as surprised. She probably wasn't expecting to lose to me at a test of strength. After losing that easily, she must have shocked at how much I've grown the past 6 years. 6 years. Once again, I'm being shown that what a huge gap of time there was. Crap, total defeat. It's like I'm no match for you anymore. That's not true. Even Butler must have his weakness. Why, Maria-chan? Ooh, fall. Get it out. Maria, let's keep that secret, okay? Fall? Now we're talking about. Hey. So, but there's no chance you see that weakness from mine now. After all, the nightmare plane trip it was already over to done with. Only thing left is the nice, quiet, splashing boat ride. I never thought I'd start loving that piece of junk boat this much. George Nissan, is there something wrong with his head? I'll understand soon, very soon. At the time, I didn't get what Aniki meant by that big smile. What we have here, oh, Balakin, how big you've grown. I don't know how to make an old woman's voice. How is it this time? Is an old lady? Who's this time? It's an old lady with an apron. Oh yeah, takes me back. I remember now. You remember her, right? It's Kumasawa-san, the servant. I could never forget you, Kumasama-bachan. After all, you haven't aged a bit these past 6 years. Even think that you're looking nearer than ever. Whoa. Lately, my skin's been getting quite smooth and silky. And look, hasn't my chest gotten bigger as well? How'd you like to... You're kidding, right? My breast full of circular... The fuck is happening? What the fuck? Dude, I'm flabbergasted at this thing. How freaky can you make a VN? The hell? Oh, I was in my youth. Don't be shy. God, give me a break. It's girls I'm looking for, not grannies. The jokes I'd crack with Jessica were being turned against me. Come to think of it, Kumasawa was always been the type to tease people. Kumasawa-san, stop that now, please. People with one foot in the coffin shouldn't jump around. To sport with the young is the most rejuvenating medicine. That's kinda true. Oh, it's rare for you to come pick us up, Kumasawa-san. I wonder what's got into you. Usually your lumbago kicks in whenever someone gives you a job to do. Lumbago. Giggle. Oh, Yuya-san, you've gotten harsh as ever. I found myself with some urgent purchases to make, and while I was at it, I thought I'd come to welcome you all. Although it does give a bad impression if the one waiting to greet you is a decrepit old woman. Oh, Eva spoke sarcastically, but Kumasawa Ba-chan's years of experience were nothing to sneeze at. She was more than capable of smoothly and coolly deflecting that comment. Well, it feels bad to say it, but old Kumasawa Ba-chan may be past her prime as a servant. She might act as though she's in good health, but between the headaches and her lumbago, her body is wearing out. To tell the truth, the very fact that she's still working is impressive. How old is she this year again? She must be pushing 80 at least. It's incredible that she's still able to act so cheerily. Just seemed to get more and more lively. Oh, that's right. Here you are. It's the tea I told you about before. Look, I bought you some. Please do try it later on. Aunt Rosa took a souvenir bag out of her suitcase. To think that she remembered a promise that she'd apparently made last year and faithfully brought it. This sort of thoughtfulness was just like Aunt Rosa. She wasn't the kind of person who would forget or break a promise. Kurosawa Bachan seemed deeply touched, not only that Aunt Rosa had remembered this year-old promise, but that she would bring a gift to a simple servant like her. This woman is Kuwasama Chiyo-san. Chiyo. She's a senior servant who's been working at the Ushiromiya head family household for many years. As you'd expect from someone her age, manual labor isn't her strong point, but she's a kind of super servant who can handle just about anything else, from kitchen work to cleaning and laundry. It seems like her old flaw is a tendency to slack off. I hear she tries to get away from heavy or troublesome work by plaguing her chronic diseases. In Kumasawa Bachan's case, this was probably a sign of craftiness rather than laziness, though it probably doesn't impress those paying her salary. Oh well, even if she's pretty flaky when it comes to work, I could never dislike her. I guess that's probably because of her cheerfulness and her constant smile. Glad to see you still in fine spirits. How's your back doing then? Even with the medicine, it's still getting one whit better. It's not getting one whit better. According to the doctor, nothing can be done for this one. It's what you might call an incurable disease. Oh. Anyway, Jessica-chan just keeps getting prettier. You think she takes after Natsuhini-san? Really? Personally, I don't think we look like at all. I mean, I don't even want to be like my parents. Because I got zero respect for them. Now, you shouldn't say such things, Yegel. Though, there are quite a few people who don't want to be like their parents in our family. That's me. You sure as hell better not take after me. Your nose looking like wine already pisses me off. What are you talking about? You're surprising I like you and your father. Come on, you can be serious. Just how am I like that? You look like him, especially how arrogant and prideful you are. Father's blood is especially strong in you and Nissan. Wouldn't you say so, Rosa? Oh, absolutely. Krauss, Nissan, and Rudolf Nissan are almost unbelievably like that. Alrighty. Why am the only one other fire from the girls? Hideyoshi Nissan, give me your hand, please. But my word of calm, you're always lovely with delay. I'm jealous. Whoa, as usually you're probably enough to make me jealous. Well then everyone shall be head over the boat. Come now, Marius, and let's get on the boat together, okay? Get on the boat together. Ooh. Everyone gets on together. Ooh. Hell yeah, this time around, I'm not gonna be scared. I'm just being shaken by waves. With that piece of a junk boat, I'm less afraid of shaking than of the engine breaking down and the boat drifting off. Oh yes, but like I forgot to tell you, that fishing boat was completely worn out, so it's taken out of commission a few years back. Now we get taken to the island in a different boat. Oh right, it's Bella's first time in the new boat. It's super comfy and freaking fast. Can go at crazy high speeds. Oh, that means less travel time, right? That sounds great. Having to worry about sinking is less scary than being on a plane, but it'll be awesome to get over as quickly as possible. Ooh, is Father gonna fall again? That's only on airplanes. Everything's fine now. Anyway, it's the Captain Pride and Joy, a kind of model high-speed boat. Seems he's got it pretty souped up. He was bragging about how he was attached 4 base high-efficiency propellers to make it break 40 knots or something like that. He talks about it all the time, so I've sort of memorized this spiel. Yeah, I've got it memorized too, since we hear about it every year. The captain says he's been obsessed with modeling ever since he lost a speed contest with a foreign boat. Years late. Sorry. The captain says he's been obsessed with modeling ever since he lost a speed contest with a foreign boat ages ago. According to him, that opponent managed to break 30 knots with just a fishing boat. And this thirst for a revenge match got him to build an awesome all-new super high-speed. Why are they taking so much time on this boat thing? I'm sure you'll love it. You'll just love it, but it's a super high-speed model boat. My first thought was that it would be much better than some beat-up boat that might sink at any moment, but for some reason I got this feeling of foreboding. Probably just overthinking it. Sure, clueless, so clueless. Hey, Vala, maybe you should just swim to the island. But you shouldn't lean over the railing too much. You might fall. Ooh, fall. Damn it! So this is why we're all grinning back there. So this is the super high boat that the captain started modeling. Oh yes, the piece of junk fishing boat from 6 years ago doesn't hold a candle to this guy. Whoa, it's shaking, you're gonna fall. Ooh, gonna fall. If I fall, I'll land on the ocean wrong. Where's the parachute? I mean, where's the boy? Give me a life jacket. Wah! Butler, what the heck are you doing that for? Wah! This kitchen, Mariachin, is not nice to tease. Butler can, if you're scared, then just don't come out on the deck. I think you'll be able to come out of it if you go inside of the boat. Hey, that's... no, thank you, Uminekoing. Shipwreck victims are always the ones inside the boat. The survivors are usually those on the deck during the accident, so I'm staying right here. But if it's shaking, I'm gonna fall. Whoa. Shake, gonna fall. Ooh. Maria, did you behave yourself? Well, it looks like you can really handle. I'll go tell Captain to let down for you. Oh, what is it? Thank you. I can tell you now that safe slow driving is definitely the way to go, even on the sea. Don't do that, Rosa. Trials and tribulations are important for young men. Isn't that right, Butlican? You'd better be able to overcome a little scare like this, otherwise you'll never be able to go to ship with your aunt. Oh, what evil! You're so mean! Oh no, I'm gonna fall! Life jacket or parachute! but I spin it around and I think that way, what's the enemy aiming for? Is it just doing this to scare me? If that's what he's aiming for, too bad. Like he'll like hell I'll be scared. But no, I'm gonna fall. I really like this beginning. It's very soul-like. It's very slice of life. It's very chill and nice. So after I made a huge fool of myself for a while, Rosa had a talk with the boat captain, and he slowed down at more manageable speed for me. Ha, that's a bit better. Though I thought I was gonna die earlier. Apparently, the max speed I can tolerate is extremely slow. But that just now was completely insane. The whole boat was shaking, sliding and leaping on the ocean surface. It felt like I was riding on the back of a flying fish. Jessica was still guffawing at me as I leaned against the railing, tired and disheartened. I lost in that strange concert earlier, but I'm glad to know that I'm no worse off when it comes to of where it really counts. But seriously, ha ha ha, let me go ahead and laugh. One of these days I'm gonna find your weakness and gonna back at you. I'm gonna get back at you, and then your boobs will be mine to squish. Dude, what the fuck? Ha 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 ha. Yeah, sure, you like with that. Dude, imagine you saying this to your cousin. This is so weird. Ooh, but I can all week. Yeah, but all week. I'm gonna die on land, not on the ocean or sky. Maria was patting my back, so I patted her head in return. Her expression was blank, as usual, but I realized that she wanted to console me. But I couldn't. The captain's throwing in drinks to make up for this. Would you like to calm yourself down? George Aniki and Kumasawa Bachan brought us all ice-cold cans of soft drinks covered with beads of water. Judging from Kuwasama's big grin, our friends inside the boat were probably all running around laughing at the moment of pure terror. Damn it, I'm so embarrassed I can't bear to face any of them. If I didn't change the subject somehow, I had a feeling I'd be the butt of everyone's jokes for the whole trip, so I tried to think of something harmless to talk about. Hey, Jessica, how are Uncle Cross and her Aunt Natsuhi doing? My old man and mom? Unfortunately, they're fine, though every other word out of their mouths is study, study, which pisses me off. I'm so jealous since it doesn't look like Uncle Hideyoshi or Uncle Rudolph would say stuff like that. Oh no, before I had my exams, my parents kept pressing me about it over and over. I thought it was annoying then, but now I'm grateful. I knew it. You really are awesome, Aniki. Anyway, I have to look after myself. No one tells me what to do. Well, it's not like I listen if they did. Hehehe. But listen, you have to still not return to your parents' home. Well, I kinda go back now and then. I've got all those clothes and stuff left at the house I was living until recently. Ooh, well, it has two houses. Uh, mm, Something like that. Why? Why do you have two houses? Ooh, ooh. Only Maria, who couldn't really grasp the situation, voiced this naive question. However, the others just shot nervously glances at me, choosing not to respond even though they knew the answer. Maria, look, you can see the harbor now. Look, over there. Can you see it? Ooh, saw the harbor. Apparently Jessica was trying to be nice by changing the subject. I may be retarded, but I don't know why he lives alone. I think it's because he doesn't like his parents, not his mom, his stepmom. I don't know. Well, I'd rather not talk about it if I can help it, but it's uncomfortable to take it. Well, I'd rather not talk about it if I can help it, but it's uncomfortable to have it treated like some kind of weird taboo. I don't mind it that much myself anymore. I may be a member of the Ushiromiya family, but the truth is that for these last 6 years, I've been living with my grandparents on my late mother's side, and I've been busy, and I've ever mm, side, and I've even been using her family name. When those grandparents passed away one after the other, I basically had no choice but to go back and live with the old bastard. Don't get me wrong, I didn't just run away from home or anything like that. The only one at fault here is my dad. I don't really blame Kirya-san. Being able to hold the old bastard reins and ride him out is no mean feat. Don't get me wrong, I didn't just run away from home or anything like that. The only one at fault here is my dad. I don't really blame Kirya-san. Being able to hold that old bastard's reins and ride him out is no mean feat. Still, the way that old bastard betrayed my mom, well, unfortunately, I still haven't fully gotten over that. So his dad was cheated on his mom and got really mad, and so he went to live with his grandparents. I can see that. And I understand that it's not. I'd do the same if I was in his situation. Ahem. We'll be getting there soon. George Aniki cleared his throat, trying to change the subject. Please forgive me my indiscretion. It seems this old woman has said too much already. If I have to hurt your feelings, I don't mind it, and no one's feelings are hurt. Don't worry, Kumasawa-bachan. Kumasawa-san seemed to regret speaking out of turn, but I was more concerned about being worried over for something like that, so I stood up and passed it off lightly. After that, I had just a sip of my drink and headed over to Maria and Jessica, who were gazing at the silhouette of the island. Ooh, what's I saw the island. There, ooh, ooh. Where is it? Oh, I see it now. Even after 6 years, the island hasn't changed a bit. The small island silhouette in front of us had gotten pretty close. This island's name is Rokenjima. It's a small island about 10 kilometers around, located in the Izu archipelago. Since they call this archipelago the Izu 7, lots of people think they are the only 7 islands, but that's not true. There's actually several more, and Rokenjima is one of the minor islands that doesn't get counted. Even if that weren't the case, I doubt you'd find many people who knew about this island. Only people connected to the Ushiromiya family ever go there. In other words, outsiders and tourists never have any reason to care about it. So you'll never find this island's name in a travel brochure. After all of Rokenjima is an estate possessed by the Ushiromiya head family. Only the Ushiromiya family lives there, and only people connected to the Ushiromiya family come and go to and from there. Okay, so they bought the island, and the island is all of them. It's theirs. Okay. So far, just contextualizing stuff. The characters doing funny stuff with everyone. Weird boob jokes and whatnot. So far so good. So far pretty slice of lifey. So yeah. There is nothing there except a harbor and a mansion. The vast majority of the island is still just uncultivated forest. Such a waste when you could made it into a nice golf course or something. However, when you realize that the entire coastline is a private beach, it starts to sound pretty magnificent. You've probably guessed by now, but to put it simply, well, the Ushirimiya family is just rolling in dough. The head family apparently possesses a vast fortune, and Dad and the others who make up the branch families have built up plenty of wealth for themselves, finding success in their respective businesses. I've been living a commoner's life at my grandparents' home these 6 years, so I'd completely forgotten. That's actually pretty interesting because if it's 6 years and he's 18 now, that means from his 12 years till he's 18, he has lived as a commoner, and as a kid, at least in my feeling, between 12 and 18 is the moment where you live that experiences define you the most, as in like creating your morals and what you take for yourself as roles and everything, you know. Decency is important, but this period of adolescency is very important. And it's interesting how this plays into his character. And I wanted to see it if it's explored much. But the old bastard's house really is elegant, and everything about it is tuned to match the snobbish tastes of the annoyingly rich. Come to think of it, I guess that makes sense. George, Aniki, Jessica, Maria, and me, wealthy, high-class gentlemen and ladies. Needless to say, none of us think of ourselves that way at all. I don't see myself as being rich, and George Aniki, who takes self-discipline very seriously, um, don't let himself get too comfortable. Jessica is always complaining that she'd rather move to the city than be rich, and Maria is a kid who isn't interested in money at all. Does that attitude really makes us any less snobbish? From this perspective of people in poverty who can't pay the bills, we really have been blessed with a lot. This isn't the place to explain any further, so I won't. Anyway, it's the same as not being able to choose the parents you're born from. I didn't ask to be born into a rich family, and I don't think it's really something to be envied. It can be pretty trying when people are prejudiced against you just because you're rich and refuse to judge you by your merits. That's fair. As I pondered these sentimental thoughts, Maria started shouting and leaning over the railing. Beatrice? Ooh, gone. What's wrong, Maria? Did you drop something? Gone, ooh. Kept yelling, gone. At first I saw as though she dropped something. But as she saw it, she also pointed out over the ocean. What's wrong? What's gone? I'll look for it too if you want. What is it? If she dropped something, she would probably have looked down at the floor. But Maria was pointing out over the ocean. One would assume by the gesture that she had spotted something, but she kept saying that something wasn't there. Strange. However, since my last memories of this place came from 6 years ago, I was able to spot it before any key who comes here every year. Huh? If I remember correctly, wasn't there a torii or something on the top of the small crag around here? That's right, it was definitely there. I remember it well, since as we get closer to the island, it's the first thing to greet us, like a landmark. No, you're missing, Butler. Even though it's been 6 years, you remember. It was here, wasn't it? I remember it too. The tutelary god's shrine and that torii-like thing were standing all alone on that crag. And now that you mention it, they are gone, aren't they? I'm pretty sure they were still there last year. Gone, gone. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Maybe they were washed away by the waves or something. It was a small crag, so it probably got worn away over time. Well, that's my theory too. It was last summer that it appeared. But they say yo, I think this is important. I think this is like a huge lore drop. They say an enormous lightning bolt came crashing down one evening and smashed the shrine. The fishermen whisper that having a thunderbolt fall upon our honored tutelary god must be a portent of approaching misfortune. Kuwabara, Kuwabara. Kumasawa stands mildly, impishly, as if teasing us, rubbing her hands together while intoning a Japanese phrase meant to ward off lightning. However, Maria apparently took this seriously and started fixedly over the ocean toward the crag housing the shrine god was supposed to be. A portent of misfortune? Ooh, enough, Kumasawa-san. Maria isn't old enough to get that kind of joke. It's okay, Maria-chan. It's just a coincidence. Nothing scary gonna happen. Clueless, George and Nikki put a hand on Maria's shoulders to calm her down, but Maria's sharp-eyed expression didn't waver. Misfortune, misfortune. Maria muttered the word over and over, apparently repeating a single word over and over is a habit that Maria has had for a long time. However, since the word she was saying was literally an ill omen, it was a bit creepy. Interesting. Hey now, Maria. If you say over and over like that, misfortune will really end up happening, you know? I tapped Maria's other shoulder. Maria whipped her head around, stared into my face, and spoke unblinkingly. Ooh, misfortune is coming. It's just where it is coming from. I answered lightheartedly, trying to break the tension in the air. At that moment, Maria held up a finger, raised her arm high, and pointed up to the heavens. When I looked up, I saw the sky was still just as cloudy as it had grown, a better deal more laden than it had been that morning. That's right. They were saying that a typhoon was approaching. We had planned to spend one night on the island, but if this storm doesn't pass quickly, I won't be able to make it to school on Monday. Well, I guess it makes for a pretty good excuse to be absent. Ooh. She apparently sensed some kind of misfortune in this cloudy sky. She's been muttering that non-stop for a while now. Girls at Maria's used to be very impressionable. She's just about the age that many girls start to get excited about sixth sense and whether they have any psychic potential and stuff. What the hell? Is that something Japanese people do? Like, I know people in high school think they got superpowers and stuff. Are the Japanese special? For all we know, this might be due to her childish sensitive nature. It's okay, Maria-chan. The weather might get worse tonight, but tomorrow it'll clear and become a pretty blue sky. Ooh, pretty blue sky? Ooh. That's right, by tomorrow it will be a pretty blue sky. There's no rain that doesn't end, and no clouds that never clear. Ooh. Rain that doesn't end, clouds that never clear. Ooh. I know the typhoon's coming, but soon it will go away. It'll be okay, Maria. Ooh, 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 ooh. Maria started yelling, ooh, ooh. It looked as though she was having a tantrum because no one could understand what she was trying to say. What in the words of Maria was trying to desperately warn us about? Unable to understand her, we couldn't help but feel a vague sense of misfortune. I've heard that everyone can feel the supernatural, but that it weakens as you age. That might mean that Maria, the youngest one of us all, still possessed some kind of sense that the rest of us had lost. I wonder if that sense is sending her a warning. At that moment, Kumasawa-san quietly opened her mouth. Rumor has it that long ago Rokkenjima was Kumasawa-san. Let's not talk about that now. Just as Kumasawa-san was about to tell some kind of story, Jessica sharply interrupted her. Jessica's tone was entirely firm for her. I wanted to push her further just out of simple curiosity, but judging by the looks on Jessica's face, whether Kumasawa bought, let me save real quick. System, save. How do I exit? There we go. Kumasawa Bachang was likely to say would probably make Maria even more uneasy. If I did try to press her for the story, the odds were pretty good that it wouldn't be any right and cheery. Oh, I do apologize about that. The one here is hard to bear for the other, so if you would excuse me now, for now. Jaspers have no reason to hang out around after being told to stop chatting. When Kumasawa-san finally realized that she'd overstepped her bounds, she went back inside the boat. After she left, Uncle Hideyoshi showed up in her place. Since he'd arrived mid-conversation, he completely failed to notice the complicated atmosphere that hung about the scene, so he freshly and unwittingly swept it Mr. aside. So in the end, it was his lack of tact that brightened the mood. Looks like we're almost there. Okay, just a bit more. Took forever at the speed we went today, didn't it? Wonder whose fault that was. Ha ha ha. Oh, Uncle Hideyoshi, give me a break already. Da ha ha ha. Ha ha ha, come on, don't stop there. Seriously, thanks to Butler here, it's taking forever. Ooh, Marie probably thought that everyone was refusing to listen to her. She hung her head, wearing a fretful expression. As she did, George Aniki crouched down to meet her eyes, and spoke to her kindly. Maria-chan, there's nothing to be afraid of, because we're all together. There's nothing to be afraid of if we are together. Go ahead and say it. Ooh. There's nothing to be afraid of if we're together. Yes, there's nothing to be afraid of if you're all with each other. Ooh. That's right, exactly what George Aniki said. If we stick together, there'll never be anything at all to be afraid of. Right, Jessica? Yeah, no doubt about that. What George Nissan says is always true, Maria. Ooh, George Nissan was true. Yes, I don't lie. So trust me, there's nothing to be afraid of if we're all together. Ooh, George Oni-chan doesn't lie. I trust you. There's nothing to be afraid of if you're all together. Ooh, not afraid. Dude, it's so simple to brainwash this kid. Maria jumped into George Aniki's arms and hugged him tightly. Cute. After Aniki patted her head, she jumped away again. Her facial expression had undergone a 180-degree change, turning back to normal. She was once again the ordinary Maria. Ooh, there's nothing to be afraid of anymore because we are together. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, that's it. You look all better now. You're strong and that's awesome. Ooh, I'm awesome. Hey now, what's going on here? Maria-chan didn't get seasick, did she? Hmm? Well, something like that. We'll be arriving soon. The harbor was already near. What? That'll drop? We got a clock. It's 10:30. I imagine morning. AM. The bolt gave a bit shudder. Since we've docked at the harbor, the boat driver came out and jumped the pier, the mooring rope. A large man in a tuxedo was waiting there for us with a warm smile. Uh, I think I think that's enough for today. Okay. Um, I'll continue later. I'll try doing it uh, once every stream. I'll do a Umineko stream. That way we're able to enjoy the story and play more engaging stuff. I know it isn't the most engaging uh, content ever, so it's okay if we change it up with other stuff. I hope everyone who sticked up around enjoyed. I'll probably be making clips of the last couple streams, compiling it up on a single video. It'll take some time. It's a lot of work, but given that being it done, I'll post it on here. And I hope everyone has a lovely night. God bless every one of you, and see you all the next time.